Well, welcome back to 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse on another rainy, shitty, fucking cold day in Ohio. You can't get nothing done, but hey, I'll get something done doing this. So, Halloween extravaganza. What kid growing up in the 50s and 60s didn't like fucking dinosaurs? We all love dinosaurs. And when this film came on TV from 1940 called 1 Million BC, we wanted to see dinosaurs. And we saw dinosaurs, but they weren't real dinosaurs. They were the first lizards that were used as dinosaurs by doing shit to them or whatever. Anyway, the film starred Victor Mature, Landis, I think her name was, or whatever the fuck her name, and Lon Chaney Jr. And of course, everybody knows the story. It's the Shell tribe against the Rock tribe or whatever, or Victor Mature gets thrown out of the Rock tribe by his father, Lon Chaney, who basically falls into a pit and is left there almost to die. And he wanders around and finds Carol Lombard or Carol Landis? I don't fucking know. Anyway, finds a blonde chick. And of course, there's different things where they have different dinosaurs, and there's a man in a suit dinosaur that they stab and shit like that. And there's this whole, volcanic thing and whatever. The thing is, they were using, as a kid this didn't bother me, but as an adult rewatching this fucking thing, they were killing the fucking lizards. I mean, who were they shitting? They basically had an alligator, and I think it was a tegu or something, fighting, and the blood was real, because they ripped each other's throats out. One they covered with rocks, others they threw in the fire when the volcano was going on. And speaking of the volcano going on, there is this one scene that basically fucking scared the shit out of everybody when this woman is running to try to get her kid and gets completely engulfed in the lava. And this was the 40s. I mean, she didn't burst into flames or anything, but just the shit going over here, you're sitting there going, what the fuck, So anyway, there's this whole deal where the big monster dinosaur has the people trapped in the cave, and they cause an avalanche to cover it and kill it, which it probably does. And then the Shell tribe and the Rock tribe, I guess, live happily ever after until the sequel, 1 million years BC, which featured Raquel Welch and had more adolescent DNA spilled in private little bedrooms than any other film ever made. But anyway, enough of that. Let's go for real dinosaurs now. Here's a film that just is slipped through the damn cracks, and when you look it up, you'll come up with a Hammer film, and it's not a Hammer film. I'm talking 1951's The Lost Continent, starring Cesar Romero, John Hoyt, Hugh Beaumont, Whit Bissell, Chick Chandler, Sid Melton, and Aquanetta and Hilary Brooke. And it seems that John Hoyt is this Russian scientist, and they're working on this missile, and all of a sudden the missile goes haywire, and they can't find it. All they know is it landed in the South Pacific, and if the wrong people find this missile and get information out of it, well, guess what? We're fucked. So the whole expedition goes. Cesar Romero was in there romancing Hilary Brooke when he gets the call. Chick Chandler's just about to take off on a gambling junket when he gets it. Sid Melton is a airline mechanic or whatever. The rest are scientists: Whit Bissell, Hugh Beaumont, and John Hoyt. So they track this thing down where basically something is fucking with their plane, and they wind up crashing on this island. Winds up that there's a huge magnetic field on this island, and most of the people have left because they anticipate something horrible is going to happen, except Aquanetta is still there with her father. So she knows where the screaming thing from the sky came down, and they tell her they're going to make sure it never happens again. So she leads them to this mountainous plateau that's sticking out of the jungle, and they ask if she's going to lead them, and she goes, no, anybody who goes up there never comes back. So they start a basically 2-day trek up this mountain. Keep in mind, 2 days. And one night they're sitting there talking, and Rostov, the John Hoyt character, looks up and sees a real lizard looking down, a gecko I think it was, and he flips out. So they're still climbing up there, and they lose Whit Bissell as he loses his footing and falls to his death. When they get to the top, interestingly, the whole thing is green tinted. The film becomes green tinted. And it's a lost world. And they're still trying to find this whatever. and they find tracks, and someone says, basically, one of the scientists says, well, those tracks remind me of a brontosaurus from the bygone era. So there's actually a brontosaurus up there, and it's stop motion. There's a brontosaurus, there's a pterodactyl, there's a couple triceratops, and it's all early stop motion and pretty cool. So they roam around for a bit until they find the missile, but unfortunately some of the dinosaurs seem to be interested in the missile, and one of the, I think it's the Chick Chandler character, goes, I'm going to run out of ammunition, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spit in their eye. That's what I'm going to do. But then they realize that these fuckers may be hanging around for days, and they ain't got days. So they basically set up some noise and start shooting their guns and stuff and scare the dinosaurs off. Except one of them circles around and gets Sid melted. And for some reason, I don't know why, I had a VHS tape of this. They cut out the scene. There's no gore. You basically just see Sid going like this and the Triceratops closing in. And then they go over there and he asks for a cigarette and it goes out. And they're going down and, you know, the mountain, and they said, you know, let's get out of here. We left too much here already. And all of a sudden, the volcano erupts. And that 2-day trek to get up the mountain, well, it took about 5 whole fucking minutes to get down the mountain, run out and grab one of those boats and swim off to safety. So, yeah, this is one of those things that sort of vanished between the cracks of whatever filmed them here. It's really pretty good. Some of it's a little tedious. Somebody goes, well, it's a lot of rock climbing. Well, they had to get up there some way. The animation's really good. I mean, you know, it's all stop motion stuff. It's really good, and, you know, Cesar Romero went on to be TV's Joker, and Hugh Beaumont went on to basically split June Cleaver's Beaver on the Leave It to Beaver TV show. So they found work after that. And of course, Whit Bissell and John Hoyt were in tons of 50s sci-fi and horror movies. So it's really a great cast. So 1951 is The Lost Continent and 1 million BC. Check them both out. So that's our show for today. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have more for you tomorrow, so we'll catch you on the flip side. Until then, stay safe.